Welcome to Think Big with Dan and Qasim. Join hosts Dan Melnick and Qasim Masood as they explore big ideas, limitless possibilities, and engage with visionaries, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders who dare to dream big, get inspired, motivated, and find practical tips for personal growth. Think big, dream bigger, and ignite your potential.
Welcome to Think Big with Dan and Qasim. Our guest today is Blaise. So Blaise, if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, tell us where you live and what you do.
Yeah, I am from Winnipeg, Manitoba, here in Canada, and I am the head of social at Mad Social Agency. My background, I've scaled and sold a couple different agencies, and I'm obsessed with understanding the whys of social media, and I break that down in psychology and the algorithms. Yeah.
Awesome. So I'm just curious more about your background. Like, how did you get into this industry in the first place?
Funny enough, it was actually from, I used to DJ. And I was marketing myself as a musician. And then as time went by, I just fell in love with the marketing idea of like, how do we get our name out more and more? And then when I decided to stop doing music, I was like, well, I'm really good at this marketing stuff. Let's try that. And just ever since then, just been obsessed with it.
So I'm curious, like obviously, when you first started, I mean, social media changes, right, year over year. So I'm curious, kind of like what you were doing at first, and then I guess like what you're doing now.
Yeah, no, marketing's completely changed. Even 6 months ago versus now is night and day. But the biggest change between social media, and this has kind of been a most recent change, is that social media has really turned into interest-based media. And if you do this podcast again with me in 6 months, I'll probably have a different answer for you as well. It's a consistent revolving thing. But yeah, I think TikTok really revolutionized that back in 2020, where they realized like, hey, we don't just have to show them the content that they're currently following, but if we show them stuff that they're interested in, they stay on the platform longer, they engage with us, and we can run more ads to them. And then that's when you saw TikTok kind of taking over the social media world, and that's when Instagram introduced Instagram Reels, YouTube introduced YouTube Shorts. So yeah, the big thing I would do is just do a deep dive and understanding about what your target audience is looking for and infuse certain keywords into there. But that's like the biggest change, definitely. And videos are always great. It's the better way of driving emotion.
So I guess like in the very beginning, we mostly focused like on Facebook and Instagram, and now it's like more TikTok. Like, what is that? Like, how has that kind of like evolved for you on a per channel basis?
Good question. If you had unlimited time and budget, then I think that yes, you can make a strategic strategy for each platform. LinkedIn, you could do very business oriented. TikTok, you would do more authentic, like pick up the camera and talk to it, not so much edited. Instagram, you can follow certain structures similar to YouTube as well. But realistically, I don't think that's possible for most business owners. And because of short form content, and because, again, TikTok, YouTube, Shorts, Instagram Reels, Facebook Reels, and even with LinkedIn, short form content works everywhere. So as long as you make a really good piece of content, you can post it everywhere. I'm trying to think for general business owners. Obviously, if you have an unlimited budget, you can really spend the time on each one and make specific content for it, but I just don't think it's realistic for most business owners, and we've seen a lot of success with using the same video across platforms.
So I guess like when it comes to businesses, right, like are there certain verticals that you kind of specialize in, or where you've seen like the best success with your specific strategy?
Yeah, no, I don't think that what I have is a specific strategy. It's just a deep understanding. It's the psychology and the algorithm elements that I talked about before, and it's just that understanding like emotion causes action. Like I'm going to feel something when I see your post, and depending on what I feel, I'm going to take a certain action. If you make me bored, I'm going to swipe past it. If you make me laugh, I might share with a friend, right? And understanding other human elements, like people don't really care about us, they care about themselves. So stop talking only about yourself and provide value. And also with the algorithm side, again, just understanding that deep stuff. So the Mad's just passed 400 million organic views we've been able to generate, and that is over every single industry. I've literally made a dog go viral before. It's not so much about like, hey, what does my specific strategy for work? It's just about understanding, okay, you're always speaking to people. That's going to stay consistent. So if you understand how to make people feel something, you'll make them take action on something. And then understanding that these platforms are always incentivized to push a certain style of content or certain content that's performed in a certain way that will benefit themselves and the creative. And one of the biggest metrics for that is watch time. So how long someone's actually watching the video. So I think that's a kind of a long-winded answer to your question, but I think that it's not specific to the industry. No. think you can use it for anyone and anyone can find success on it. It's just about how can I make a piece of content entertaining and educational for my audience versus just like how do I try to sell to someone. I think that's the mindset you have to have.
And also from your perspective, like how does it differ, from paid versus organic? Obviously, two totally different strategies. But what does that look like in your eyes?
Yeah. So organic, your main KPI that you're looking to generate from that is your community, trust, credibility, right? Connection with your audience, likeness. And from there, you can grow your following base, you can grow viewership, you can get opportunities for sales, obviously. But I'm a big believer in social media isn't for selling. It's for giving, and then asking. So just give, and then ask. And I believe if you have that audience, like if you have all the trust and credibility in the world, then it doesn't matter what you sell. It's the person, right? I think Elon's a good example of that. Maybe not the best political example right now, but he is a good example of like he could touch anything and it turned to gold. And it's not because the company was light years ahead of their competitors, but it's because Elon was involved in it, right? So that's on the organic side. And then on the paid side of things, the only thing you should be looking at is your ROAS. How much money did you spend and how much money did you get back from it? So your main KPI from that is revenue. I call it the fuel to everything. And it's if you can find something that's giving you, a strong ROAS, then you're able to justify all your marketing efforts and your my screen went black there for a second, sorry. But you're kind of getting this compound effect of all the viewership coming, the new leads coming, referrals coming from that. So your business will just grow as that's kind of happening. But yeah, the big difference, I think, one's for building that trust and that likeness and credibility. The other one's for generating your sales.
So obviously that you mentioned earlier that you're based in Canada. So what does that look like in terms of like when you're working with brands? Like do you work with brands like in Canada mostly or US? I guess it's like a different strategy. I guess TikTok is not a thing in Canada. So I guess like what does that kind of look like for you?
TikTok's a thing in Canada.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah,
Well, like it was
yeah.
banned at one point, I thought, right? Like, wasn't it banned?
Yeah, I think it got banned. I think it was banned in Canada and the US. Oh no, sorry, just in the US, not in Canada for 24 hours or something.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay, that's right.
Yeah, but
okay.
we don't have TikTok Shop. US.
That's what it is. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Sorry. Oh, what does it look like in Canada? So we actually work with clients all over the world. So like 90% of what we do is all remote. So for our clients, basically what it looks like is we do first off a strategy call with them where we learn all about them. And we take the transcription from that. We make an AI version of each one of our clients. And then we analyze their competitors. So we're scraping through the top competitors' videos. We're analyzing what they're saying in the videos, the formula that they followed in terms of structure. And we're gathering both of those informations that are put together and making a shot list. And then after we create the shot list, we actually go and film everything with the client. So that's the first part where it's not remote. And what we do is we find, vet, train, and get them to meet the clients all virtually online. And what's great with social media nowadays is you can find amazing talent. Their portfolio is basically their Instagram account. So we've had no problems with finding amazing people to work with and represent us in those locations. And as we grow, we have more and more videographers in areas already set up. So it's nice. And then we do all the editing and we do all the posting as well for our clients. So yeah, everything's remote. And right now with the conversion rates, Americans love working with us because they're saving a lot of money.
For sure, that makes sense. So what about countries where English is not like the main language? You still kind of like take those on if it's like in Spanish or German or something else?
Good question. We don't currently have any, but we have a pretty diverse team. Like I speak French. We have some who can speak Spanish. So the only thing is it's to make a social media strategy work, you need to have really good consistent communication and everything needs to be kind of clear. So I could see that being a struggle because not only one team member would have to have it, like our head of operations would need to be able to speak at your manager and the ads person and the editor and all of that. So it's definitely tougher. But so we haven't really touched into that. I'm not saying we can't in the future, but right now we just, it's more of a headache than it would be a benefit.
Makes sense. So obviously now in 2025, one of the hottest conversations is about AI, right? So how does that kind of come into play with what you do and how is that going to change like your workflow, things like that?
It changes it completely. And we're realistic, I think is a good word to use with AI and understand that every day something's getting replaced. So our best job is consistently to think about how do we provide the most value, how do we make our systems faster and quicker for our clients, and how do we stay on top of that. So each night, I think unintentionally, just because I'm super interested, I spend about 30 minutes just looking through AI videos of marketing and how to better us and all that. But Yeah, I think that AI is very, very disruptive, and I think that it's bigger than a lot of people know in just regards of like coming after people's jobs and also doing things better and faster than we can. So our best job is just to adapt and learn and try to grow with it versus getting replaced by it.
So, like, what have you guys done, if you can share with our audience, like in terms of like how you like, implement the AIs more specifically?
Yeah, so our systems are basically fully transmitted. So, for example, we leverage a tool called Fathom. It's an AI recorder for each meeting that comes into the call. And depending on certain keywords that I say in those calls, there'll be a trigger that will automatically cause other things to happen, such as, if I say the word proposal, then it will go through the conversation and make a proposal based off what we talked about, like kind of something cool like that. We also leverage AI for video scripting. So I basically made a AI version of myself that has my full mindset and my knowledge throughout the years that I've gathered. And that's an ongoing thing that I'm consistently updating. And yeah, leveraging it for scripting and for structuring and we're slowly getting into it for obviously for editing, like audio correcting. AI has been amazing at color grading. AI is getting better at. So it's realistically just about how can we use this to be better and faster and give the best results for our clients consistently.
Oh yeah, man, that's awesome. I think that's like the only way to go, because I feel like if you're gonna go against AI and say, "Oh, it's bad," and I'm not
You
gonna
won't
use
win
it, just
that.
gonna, yeah, exactly.
You're not going to win that fight.
100%. Well, I guess like also I was curious, right? Because right now we're kind of at the halfway point of 2025. So what are you guys like really focused on for the rest of this year?
I don't know about how much I can talk about. Right now, we're definitely looking at taking on what we would consider our A clients. So higher volume clients, someone who's looking to take over the industry, be the main voice and build a lot of trust. Obviously, that means they have to have that experience and also have that budget. So someone who's looking to do, like a 3 to 5 posts a day strategy, looking to do full SEO and ads and just kind of taking over the online space. But yeah, so that's really your focus. We're growing quite quickly in the medical space, and it was almost kind of accidental where we got a couple of great medical leads, and we did a fantastic job for them. They saw amazing early results, and then their friends are going, "Oh, I love your content. How do we do that?" And it's kind of just been rolling ever since there. We went to a conference also in Arizona and met a lot of great people at the GLP event. So it's, yeah, definitely people in the medical space or people looking to really build their brand who have that experience and that budget and see the value in building up their social.
Awesome. So essentially for you guys, just to summarize, kind of going up market, focusing on like more like a larger enterprise clients that can invest more into content that really have that kind of, content first focus mindset that you guys have and align with you being able to help them scale.
Yeah, like it's yeah, I don't expect them to have the mindset that we do because we're obsessed with social media. So we see all of it. I see case studies over and over and every day of stuff working, and it's almost one of those things that if all the knowledge and the consumption of social that I have could just go into my client's head, they would see it and be like, let's do this right now because they would see all of it. But it's someone who's understands the value and is willing to take that risk and believes in us and sees the vision that we're playing out. Those are kind of things. Yeah, I don't expect our clients who are professional in their own rights, who are busy in their own stuff, to understand the true value of social because they just don't have the time and maybe care to be on it that much, So.
Right. They kind of want to hand it off to you, but I guess I don't understand some of the value. Yeah, but obviously not to the same extent that you do, but to make the investment and to work with you guys, it has to make sense. So I guess like on that note, obviously you've been doing this for some time. So if you could go back in time to before you got started, what is the one biggest piece of advice that you wish you knew?
I think it may be more in the business side than social because the social side changed. Like everything, it changes every month. So
Sure,
there's not
sure.
like something that I think that the people you surround yourself matter more than you know. And I'm a big believer in you are who you surround yourself with, and never underestimate what a solid team of people who are aligned can do together in a year. Yeah, good
I
people
love
make you.
that.
Yeah, good people make you feel like you're not working every day. So it's
That's good
you can
advice.
be on a good team and aligned with them and have the same goal, and someone who doesn't have a lot of ego and can just put the company first. And when you have a team that's willing to do that together, you can do awesome stuff together.
Awesome. That's great advice. So if somebody's watching this and if they wanted to work with you guys, if they wanted to reach out, do you mind sharing your website, social media? I guess best ways to get in contact.
Yeah, www.madsocialagency.com is our website. Mad Social on Instagram. You can always send us a DM. We get back to all DMs, so we can contact us there. Or yeah, you can give us a call. Or our numbers on on the website if you're more of a phone call person.
Thanks so much for your time today.
Absolutely. Thanks, Dan.